History isn't just written by the victors, it is carved by the blade of the betrayer. We like to believe that empires fall to massive armies, catastrophic plagues, or the slow decay of time. But the most devastating wounds always come from within. March 15th, 44 BC. Dictator of Rome, Julius Caesar, takes his final breath. Not on a battlefield surrounded by foreign enemies, but at the feet of the men he called his friends, the men he pardoned, the man he loved like a son. Trust takes a lifetime to build, but a single second to shatter. And when it shatters at the highest levels of power, it alters the destiny of the entire human race. To understand the ultimate betrayal, we must understand the bond. Julius Caesar was a man of unmatched ambition. He had conquered Gaul, crossed the Rubicon, and effectively ended the Roman Republic, declaring himself dictator for life. By his side stood Marcus Junius Brutus. Caesar didn't just view Brutus as an ally, he viewed him as family. Rumors even whispered that Brutus was Caesar's biological son from a long-past affair. Caesar granted him high offices, massive wealth, and absolute protection. But Brutus carried a heavy burden. His ancestor had founded the Roman Republic by overthrowing the last king. A shadowy faction of senators, led by the calculating Cassius, began to whisper into Brutus's ear. They fed his ego, weaponized his family lineage, and convinced him of a terrible lie: that to save Rome, Caesar had to die. Brutus was forced to choose between the man who loved him and the abstract ideal of a republic. The first blade sliced his neck. Caesar fought back like a cornered lion, using his stylus to defend himself. He was winning the struggle until he saw Brutus step forward from the crowd. "Kai Su, Teknon. You too, my child." Seeing his favorite son among the killers, Caesar stopped fighting. He pulled his toga over his head, wrapped himself in his own shroud, and let them strike. 23 stab wounds ended his life. But Brutus's betrayal achieved the exact opposite of what he intended. Instead of saving the Republic, Caesar's death plunged Rome into chaos, triggering a brutal civil war that ultimately birthed the Roman Empire. Brutus would die by his own sword in exile. The ultimate backstab brought nothing but ashes. 480 years before Christ. A massive, unstoppable wave of over 100,000 Persian soldiers under King Xerxes threatens to consume the cradle of Western democracy, Greece. Standing in their way at the narrow pass of Thermopylae are just 300 Spartans and a few thousand Greek allies. For 2 grueling days, the Greeks hold the line. The Persian elite troops, the Immortals, are slaughtered against the Spartan phalanx. Xerxes is humiliated. The Greek strategy is working perfectly. They only need to hold a little longer. Enter Ephialtes of Trachis, a local Greek goat herder. He wasn't a politician or a grand strategist. He was a simple man consumed by a simple vice: greed. Desperate for wealth and a life of luxury, Ephialtes walked into the enemy camp. He offered Xerxes a secret: a hidden, narrow mountain path that bypassed the Greek phalanx, leading directly behind the Spartan lines. Under the cover of darkness, Ephialtes guided the Persian forces through the mountains. By dawn, the Spartans were completely surrounded. Leonidas knew the end had come. Ordering the rest of the Greek army to retreat, the 300 Spartans stood their ground to the literal last man, bought and sold for a bag of Persian gold. Ephialtes expected to live like a king. Instead, he became history's archetype of the traitor. The Persians abandoned him after their ultimate defeat at Salamis. The Greeks put a bounty on his head, and years later, he was killed in a random brawl. Today, in modern Greek, the word Ephialtes doesn't just mean traitor. It is the literal word for nightmare. In 1519, the Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés landed on the shores of Mexico with a mere 500 men. He faced the Aztec Empire, a warrior society boasting an army of hundreds of thousands. By all mathematical logic, the Spaniards should have been eradicated within days. But Cortés possessed a secret weapon, a young indigenous woman gifted to him as a slave. Her name was Malinche, known to history as La Malinche. Malinche possessed a rare and powerful gift. She spoke both Mayan and the Aztec language of Nahuatl. She quickly learned Spanish. She became Cortés's translator, his advisor, and the mother of his child. But more importantly, she understood the deep, bleeding fractures of the Aztec Empire. She didn't just translate words, she translated strategy. She revealed to Cortés which tribes hated the Aztecs, allowing the Spanish to build a massive coalition of indigenous allies. When the Aztecs attempted a surprise ambush at Cholula, Malinche discovered the plot and warned Cortés. The resulting Spanish preemptive strike left thousands of indigenous people slaughtered in the streets. Without her linguistic genius and cultural betrayal, Cortés would have been blind. With her, he dismantled an empire of millions in less than 2 years. To this day, her legacy splits a nation down the middle. To some, she is the mother of modern Mexico, the bridge between two worlds. To others, she is the ultimate betrayer of her own blood. 3 different eras, 3 different motives. Brutus betrayed out of misguided idealism. Ephialtes betrayed out of pure, unadulterated greed. Malinche betrayed for survival and political leverage. But all 3 prove the exact same truth. The sword of an enemy can only kill a soldier. It takes the hand of an ally to bring down an empire. This brings us to a question that historians still debate to this day. Which of these 3 betrayals do you believe was the most devastating to human history? Was it Brutus destroying the Republic, Ephialtes selling out the Spartans, or Malinche bringing down the Aztec Empire? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'll be reading and replying to the best arguments. Thank you for watching. Until next time.